Well, one of the funny things about energy is that it's not part of the main political agenda, because if you take the Millennium Development Goals, energy is nowhere to be seen. But more and more we all realize that it's very critical that we talk about energy because it's the real engine for economic development. Taking note of that, ministers and African states have started making a lot of decisions. A lot of strategies have been put in place. About a month ago, we were at the ECOWAS sub-regional meeting, whereby the ECOWAS, the West African countries, they adopted a new initiative on clean cooking, a new initiative on renewable energy, a new initiative on small hydropower. So I think things are changing. And at the African Union level, just a week before here, we were at the All Africa Energy Week, where all energy ministers from Africa met, and they decided upon a new strategy for Africa, upscaling large infrastructure, especially dams, but also bioenergy in terms of biofuel, but also how to replenish the biomass capital on the continent. So I think there's more and more awareness about the need of adding energy into the development agenda.
Okay, so that's the debate going on at the national and international level, but at ground level, where people, usually women, doing the cooking, gathering the fuel to do the cooking for their families, there are also great problems, a scarcity of cooking materials, of fuel for cooking. How does this, tell me a little bit about this stove. This is a stove that uses charcoal.
Yep.
Explain it to me.
Yeah, this is, as part of the solution, we have developed a range of diversity of technologies. We think the best way to reach to the poor rural communities, the more disadvantaged, are through small-scale technologies. Large dams, large infrastructure have never, and I think will not benefit the real people, the real citizens. So we are developing this small-scale technology. This one is efficient stove. We call it asuto. It means, in my language, it means the owner of the husband. So if you wanted to have asuto, you can possess the husband, because it helps you reduce charcoal consumption by about 50%. It helps you reduce the time you use to cook by about 40%, and you have your kitchen that's clean. And you know, it's very gentle. And to market this, we have a new motto in Togo and West Africa called "One Man, One Stove." So we are not sending women to go and buy this Asuto stove, but we are sending the men. We are encouraging the men to come and buy the stove and give to the wives instead. So yeah, I think there's a huge interest in this. All the problems about how to upscale, how to make sure it reach every place, every village in Africa.
I mean, the principal cooking fuel in many parts of West Africa is charcoal. Predominantly the women who go out and gather it, collect it, buy it. But charcoal is disappearing. It is a scarce commodity, I understand.
It is a very scarce commodity. One bag of charcoal in my country about 10 years ago, it cost you something around $5 to $6. Today is about $20 US. So you can see the difference. And my country, especially Togo, we are part of the top 10 with the highest deforestation rate in Togo. We deforest about 4.12% every year. It means that in about 15 years, there will normally or virtually be no tree standing. So in this situation, people are using a wide range of trees which are even forbidden, which are considered to be sacred, are now being carbonized to produce charcoal. People go deep into the forest, deep into the villages, just to look for the last tree, because the demand is there. And you can see, instead of using the wood in the villages, people are now moving to the cities where you can use only charcoal. So the demand is there, but then we need to do something really serious. There needs to be a serious thinking about how to provide communities in Africa with small scale, with this kind of efficient stoves.
Okay, so this stove certainly could help to reduce the problem to some degree by 50% even.
Yeah.
We also have here a solar-powered light.
Yeah.
Explain how that works and the uses to which this is put, especially in rural communities.
Yeah, I mean, the point is we are not talking about energy, we're talking about energy services. How do you have a light to make it used for something good? So this type of lamp, for instance, this Sunlight Pro, it helps you not only charge your cell phone, you can use it. We have a guarantee of about 1 year. And if you charge it for a day, you can use it for about 4 days, even there is no sunlight, for instance. And you can use it in the night to sell on the street. It can power your house, for instance. And you can use it for various activities as well. So the thing is, we need to go into the distribution of this small scale, because it's good, not only for the light, but we have bigger PV system as well. If we manage to have communities to have access to this kind of technologies, we can show we will not be waiting for the COP. You know, you never trust the COP. We are now COP 18, Poland next year, after Venezuela, after next year, it will not stop. In the meantime, people need to survive in Africa. That's why we think our government need to have their foot on the ground, to look at what are the solutions. But then this need to be done on a multi-stakeholder level. We need to have all the stakeholders around the table and discuss, we need to have energy to our community. How do we do that? And right now, the government alone cannot do it. We need NGOs, we need the private, we need communities associations. This is what we are actually trying to do, because as I said earlier, communities in Africa are sure that 10, 15 years, there will be no grid into their places. Already, the biggest dam in Africa is housed in DR Congo. Still, 94% of Congolese don't have access to electricity. So we need to look small. Small is beautiful, but the point is about how to upscale it, how to use private funding, how to use microfinances to make this reach the last citizen in a village in Africa.